in this race.
Leo Lamelas, Chris Wright, Maxwell Hanratty. Nothing's changed there. Ooh, Dave House. How did he get up? Oh, big crash for Dave House as he was up with Bart Wolf and Michael Klemecki. All of a sudden, I can't see that not being a full course caution, Jeremy, as
No.
Dave's car has come to a rest. Driver's right outside of Moss Corner. There's a big shard of debris there as well as he was coming through. He had slight contact with Wolf in 5A, was well ahead of him going into 5B, had a big slide, managed to recover, then saw Bart on the outside of him and went sharp right off into the guardrail as the full course caution has come out. And one of his tires actually broke away and then came back and sort of hit the back of the car after it had come to a rest. So full course caution for the second time in this 1 hour and 45 minute contest with 1 hour and 19 still to play.
Boy, that was unfortunate. That was a big impact there for Dave House. He'd made a very bold move to the inside at Moss Corner there, going into 5. I mean, perfectly legitimate pass. He dived to the inside and had that pass made, but then the car got really loose coming out of 5A, got it totally sideways, corrected it. Bart Wolf went back to pass him on the left-hand side, and after that, the two of them were kind of in the middle of the road, and there was contact between the two. I'm not really quite sure why there would have been contact. Maybe Dave was sort of trying to retain or regain control of that car, and then after that, it was kind of a pinball thing. He just cannoned the number 86 car, Dave Wolf, off to the right-hand side of the racetrack, and heavy contact with the barrier.
Yeah, for Dave House, he made a brilliant pass into 5A, made it stick. He hit a little bit of a bump, lost the tail of the car, managed to recover it, got it going in the right direction, started moving over toward the 28 where he didn't realize that Wolf had positioned his car. There was a slight bit of contact, and then it shot House off over into driver's right. I'm not sure if the contact was enough to push him off, Jeremy, but it probably startled him enough to where he was reactive.
He would have known that the other car was alongside. He'd hear it apart from anything else. But I think what he didn't expect Bart Wolf to kind of move across the middle of the road, which is what you kind of do there. You come out of 5A there on the left-hand side of the racetrack, but then the next the first part of the Mario Andretti straight is actually a pretty stout kink to the left.
Yes.
It's easily flat out, but you would naturally move toward the middle of the racetrack, which is what Bart was doing. And Dave didn't really give him enough room there for that to happen. So it's just sort of kind of an unfortunate contact between those two. And with the contact was stout enough it was effectively from, well, it was sort of side by side, but the two cars were going at different speeds, weren't they? And
yes.
And that just sort of kind of cannoned that car. I'm sure it probably ripped the steering just instantaneously from the control of Dave House, and then he lost it after that.
Dave House.
Good to see him get out of the car, however.
That's exactly what I was going to say. With the assistance of the IMSA safety crew, they took their time. He stood up out of the car. He is now standing and talking to them with his helmet on. They're just going through their safety procedures, making sure that the driver is okay. That's one thing that a lot of drivers do in endurance races, Jeremy. If the crew chief comes on the radio and asks them, "Are you okay to do another stint?" Often they will say, yeah, I'm fine, when really they need to take a breather. It's the same with the medical staff, as the right side of that MPC car absolutely demolished. Did a great job holding up, though, to keep Dave safe so that he could at least step out of the car under his own power. It's the same thing when you get into a crash, though. The adrenaline is rushing, and so the safety crew's job is to make sure that even though you say you're okay, you really are. They want to know much better than you can tell them, as it's now dangling the remnants of the number 86, dangling from a tow line. And the IMSA safety crew still working. We will be at least one more lap behind the safety car.
That's a great shame for Dave House. He came into this round just 2 points